The fallout from modern women's reaction to Charlie Kirk's passing keeps getting more and more absurd as these women are now facing the consequences of their stupidity. Got a video for you here today from Men Only titled "Liberal Women Are Doomed After Mocking the Death of Charlie Kirk." Let's jump into it.
The fact that people are getting fired because they have spoken out against Charlie Kirk's hate is really upsetting. None of us are celebrating his death. None of us. But we are openly speaking out against this horrific idea that he needs to be idolized, that he needs to be a martyr for a cause. He was a horrible person. He did horrible things. He spoke poorly about women, about people of color, about black people, about immigrants, about literally anyone who wasn't a cisgender white male.
You can't say that nobody was celebrating Charlie's passing while also trying to drag his name through the mud with lies in the exact same sentence. That's practically the same thing as laughing and dancing about it.
And it's sad because our free speech is going to be diluted because people in the federal government are being let go, teachers are being let go, people in the military are being let go because they have spoken out against hate. Because they have spoken out against what Charlie Kirk represented. And I want the names of every single private company, every single school who has let go of an employee who has spoken out against this. Because these people are on the wrong side of history.
People have the right to speak their minds when it comes to these things. That goes without saying, but that doesn't mean they have the right to avoid consequences of some of the downright evil things that they've been saying since his passing.
And we want to take note of what you're doing. Put them on blast. I want these people on blast who are letting go of employees simply because they disagree politically with the hate that Charlie Kirk spewed. Isn't that exactly what the right has said wasn't okay? Isn't that exactly what the right said wasn't okay? Didn't they say that how dare you have a problem with Charlie Kirk simply because he disagrees with you?
It's bad enough that she has no problem demeaning the name of an innocent man who was murdered, but now she's calling for the mass doxing of people who are just doing their jobs, and she honestly thinks that she's the hero in this tragic tale.
Didn't they say that? And now we have private companies and federal employers letting go of people simply because they're doing exactly that. They are speaking their minds and they are disagreeing with the person he was and with the way that he spoke out against everything that we as liberals, as people who believe in kindness and love, believe in. Everything we believe in and cherish.
You cannot claim to be a loving and compassionate person when you're the one calling for this kind of behavior. There is nothing loving or compassionate about anything she's saying. It's hateful and it's ignorant.
So I am begging you, if you have been let go from your position for speaking out against the hate that Charlie Kirk spewed during his lifetime, please put these people on blast. They're compiling their own list on the right. Let's compile our own about these employers so we know to stay clear. Steer clear of these people, whether it be boycotting them, whether it be never working for them. We have the ability to boycott them as well.
She's acting like there were people compiling lists to target them for their stupid behavior, but there's no need for that after publicly posting videos of yourself singing and dancing over a man who was murdered for disagreeing with college students.
And I would recommend, honestly, if anybody is working for these employers, you should leave. You're not safe there. The hypocrisy is so fucking infuriating, and even more infuriating is how normalized the hypocrisy has become. Just what the fuck? Who do you think you are? It's disgusting. You make me sick, and you deserve everything that's coming to you. And I don't mean that in any kind of violent insinuation. I mean, you're going to lose business. You're going to lose applicants. You're going to be seen just how you should be seen based on what you're doing to your employees and based on the pure hypocrisy you embody.
Remember, guys, she's the one who claims to be loving and compassionate, but in her eyes, passing massive judgment and calling for this kind of behavior is something that a loving and tolerant person says.
I was fired from my job for posting a video saying I don't care about Charlie Kirk's death.
I just want you to think about the kind of world we live in now. So free speech is no longer Our First Amendment rights are done. Imagine if MAGA had been treated this way. The place that we are heading to right now, MAGA may be safe. The place we are heading to, no one's going to be safe.
All politics aside, there are people who were locked up in solitary confinement without trial for years back at the beginning of January 2021 who might beg to differ. This isn't a free speech issue, this is an idiocy issue, one thing that these women have in spades, mind you.
The wildest thing to me is I was raised by and around Republicans, and they were very much like anti-government overreach, anti-taking away our rights, anti all of the things that this administration is doing. But because they're doing it to the opposite side, to the people who don't agree with them, they're okay with it. They're doing it to the opposite side for now. For now. Eventually it'll be you too.
This is about people who got fired from their jobs over posting stupid crap over Charlie Kirk. That's not the government, that's private businesses trying to protect their image by distancing themselves from hateful rhetoric like this. She has no idea what she's saying.
But today's September 15th and it's 9:05 a.m. and yesterday at 5 p.m. I was fired from my job for posting a video saying I don't care about Charlie Kirk's death. In the video that I posted, I specifically said I wasn't celebrating it, but that I just don't care. And yet I was still fired from a job where my role was to increase educational equity to all students. That was my job. That was like, wasn't really just my job, it was like my identity too. Like that's been my whole career.
If she really did care about her job, then she would know how disrespectful it is to demean the name of a man who was assassinated. She would also know that's not a good message to be sending out to young and impressionable minds.
Like, how can we get the highest quality education to as many students? Before this job, I worked at a nonprofit where I taught reproductive health to LGBTQ youth and youth in foster care in Dallas, Texas. And like, that was hard, but after I did it, I was so proud of myself, and I told myself I wouldn't go back to a job where like I couldn't be my authentic self, and I thought that's what I had in my job.
She thinks that it's more important to be her true and authentic self when it comes to her work with children than it is to actually provide quality education to those very same children. She has no business being in education.
And actually, the funny thing is I wasn't fired for saying that I don't care about it, because everyone on my team agrees with that, or everyone I've talked to, and people can say that, and I would have been okay to say that in my team chat at work. But I was fired because I was doxed by someone who knows me, and they posted my job and my LinkedIn to the white supremacists. And so that's why I was fired, not actually because of what I said.
She recorded herself talking about this stuff and posted it onto social media. She wasn't doxxed, she merely exposed herself, and a concerned parent forwarded that to her employers. If she didn't post it on social media, she would have been fine.
Which also hurts because, like, I was good at my job. I liked it a lot. And I feel so grateful because my coworkers have been reaching out to me and just like telling me they'll be my references and making sure I'm okay. And it feels good to know that I built a community there and that the people there see my character what it was. Oh my god, this is so embarrassing. Sorry. I don't know if I'll post this. But
when we all get jobs, we know that we should be careful about what we post online. Anything we post that makes our employers look bad can cost us our livelihoods. That's why we know to keep some of our opinions to ourselves. The entire planet doesn't need to know everything.
I'm addressing this comment, but no hate to this person. I actually understand the urge to say something like this. I have to imagine some of these places have been looking for reason to let people go. The job market's not good right now. Except my job wasn't looking for reason to let people go. I was just talking to my manager this past week about the promotion cycle. I was told by one of the senior VPs just this past week that I would be put on a special project because I develop an onboarding activity to help new team members. Let me show you some of the messages that I've been receiving since this happened from my coworkers. This one says, "Hey Cece, just wanted to let you know how appalled and outraged I am about this. Never felt more ashamed of this place than I do right now. I can't imagine what it must feel like for you. Just know that we're here for you if you need anything. I'm so proud of you for standing up and speaking out about what's right. This company didn't deserve you, but the team will definitely miss you."
She's acting like she's some kind of martyr. She wasn't fired because she was standing up for what was right. She was fired for mocking a public figure's death. That's not the same thing.
These are a few different messages. "We love you, Cece. Absolutely, we'll all be in each other's lives. I'm so sorry," echoing what everyone says. Like, we'll stay in each other's lives. You can read the rest of those. And then there was this one too about someone telling me how much, someone above me, a superior, telling me how much of an impact I had on the culture of this company. Like, this, y'all, I understand the person's urge to say something like this, and I understand everyone's urge to say, like, well, what was, look for an actual reason, but this was the reason. This was the only reason.
It's almost as if you post something controversial online that will make your employers look bad, they're going to fire you to protect the existence of their company. This was common sense for decades. I don't know what's happening.
I was a good employee. I contributed to the culture. The clients loved me. I loved my clients. I got fired for saying that I don't care about Charlie Kirk's death. That's really just it. They weren't looking. That's it.
It doesn't matter how good of an employee you are. The second you start posting videos that can affect the company, then that goodwill goes right out of the window.
Earlier this week, I posted a video about how I was doxed and fired for a video about not caring about Charlie Kirk, even though I specifically said I wasn't celebrating in the video. The job I was fired from was in pursuit of educational equity. It was a private company, and honestly, the people who called for me to get fired and the people who doxed me wouldn't even believe in the mission of this organization, which is so telling about where we are in this country, that companies are so afraid to just stand behind their workers.
A company's primary goal is to make money, not stand behind the ones who are making them look bad. They are under no obligation to cover for an employee who's more concerned about getting internet attention instead of doing right by their employers.
A liberal meme account reposted my video to X where someone that knows me posted my information. Once my information was posted, those people posted my CEO's email address and the phone number and then flooded my company with reports about me. Even though I was well loved by my coworkers, by my clients, I performed well. Earlier in the week, my senior vice president had told me that I was functioning exactly how a senior consultant should and that she was so proud of me. I was still fired from a role in educational equity.
You can be the best employee in the world, but if you're talking smack about a subject that paints your bosses in a bad light, then you burn those bridges. You have nobody to blame but yourself.
From a private company, because the alt-right didn't want me to work there because I don't care about Charlie Kirk. And now a video where I explain that has been deleted. I tried to post a video like this before and it got 40 views in an hour. So I also think I'm channel banned now.
If you didn't catch that, she said that it was a liberal meme account that doxed her, but she is still trying to frame it as if it was some right-wing political militants who targeted her. The only one who put a target on her back was herself.
Oklahoma State Superintendent Ryan Walters posted a video saying any teacher that glorifies the assassination of the hero, Charlie Kirk, will have their teacher's license taken from them and they will never be back in an Oklahoma classroom. This is from an Ed Week article titled "Teachers Across the U.S. Get Suspended or Fired Over Post Linked to Charlie Kirk." This is happening to teachers and professors all across the country. They are even posting quotes, direct quotes from this man, but disagreeing or getting people suspended, fired, and doxxed.
What's funny about this is how she's trying to use her getting fired as a platform to try and make money on TikTok by complaining about how unfair it is that educators are getting fired for glorifying assassinations. Seems like looking for a real job never once actually occurred to her.
About the long-term consequences and implications of a generation of students whose teachers have to post the 10 Commandments in their classrooms, who have to agree with white Christian nationalists in order to be their teachers, and who are not allowed to talk about LGBTQ lifestyle in any way to affirm them at all. What will that do to these students? What does it do to a generation of students to tell them that they are not allowed to express themselves in those ways, but they have to get used to the bulletproof backpacks, the metal detectors? We're not going to do anything to them.
Kids don't need to be lectured on that kind of lifestyle stuff. Kids need to be taught things that will help them be successful in adulthood. Instead, they're just being taught how to be as weak as possible.
It doesn't matter how many times they have to hide under their desks, because We want to play with our toys. What this, just like the mass generation, this youth, the implications and the PTSD that they have, we already see that. But now add on to it that they are taking, this administration is taking away the safe adults as quickly as they can and as many places as they can. Why is it that this time these people want to get people fired? This is a fascist state.
This is disgusting. She's trying to emotionally manipulate people by blaming anybody who disagrees with her on mass shootings, and she's not doing it because she cares. She's just angry that she lost her job for being an idiot on the internet.
Day 2 of my unemployment, and I want to talk about the GoFundMe again because I really do appreciate you all, and this is a good point that I didn't think of. Like, I'm hoping I won't be unemployed in 3 months, but like maybe I will be. My hesitation with the GoFundMe is that honestly, I grew up without money, and this is the best financial situation I've ever been in my life, and so something doesn't feel right about collecting money. But at the same time, it's like, wow, well, we did buy a home recently, and now I don't have an income.
2 days after getting fired, and she's already resorting to e-begging just to get by. Maybe she should have thought of that before throwing out everything she ever had just to get on board with a stupid TikTok trend.
So like, I don't know, I'm just having internal conflict because part of me just like doesn't feel right doing that, but then part of me is like, well, the other option is I'm actually at financially insecure. I know this is a ramble. I'm just trying to be transparent with y'all and where my thinking is right now. I think what would make me feel better is once I've spoken to a lawyer and I actually have an amount I'm trying to raise towards, I think maybe the discomfort is like just putting an open GoFundMe without a goal. That kind of makes me feel like a bit of a scammer. I don't know.
She has no legal grounds to sue her former employers. She's clearly violated her company's policies and was justifiably terminated. But she already knows that the only way she's going to get any form of income is through frivolous lawsuits and hopes that her videos will go viral. But anyway, guys, we're going to be leaving today's episode there. As always, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you are new here. Drop a comment, and I will see you all in the next one. Make sure you take care of yourselves. Peace.